what is going on in China? We spoke about CLS, settlement risk, and clearing in China. How are you bringing that all together?
So when we talk to the biggest banks, they tell us that they're constrained on settlement limits for CNH. Because it's not in CLS, yep. They're actually not doing the business that they would like to do simply because of that reason. Don't think CNH is going to be in CLS anytime soon, maybe some years away. And so clearing and then settling net CNH gives the opportunity for the largest players to do more business. So clearing is a little bit of a stalking horse, but it's putting it all together. So you get all the benefits of the margin, capital optimization, netting down of positions, but the settlement risk piece is actually what's driving the demand. So we've signed an MOU with HKMA to effectively go live with $CNH clearing. Focused on FX options first, but we will be doing swaps in time. That's where a lot of the demand is from the Chinese banks. And again, it's bringing all of those components together where clearing is a little bit of a tool to facilitate some of that business growth. So there's clear business demand for clearing as a tool to expand their businesses.
I find it interesting actually that thus far a lot of the stuff we've been talking about in terms of like the likely next evolution is coming out of that what we call emerging market space. It's India is leading the way in terms of sort of some of the clearing. China's leading the way in terms of actually bringing settlement risk into the solution as well.
And everyone, that's the problem we have, but it's also our advantage that we are global and we have actually got sort of pockets everywhere. So, Korea, for example, the Korean banks want to clear, but there's no regulation that allows them to clear. So we're discussing with them around how can they become members of ForexClear and if that's possible. In India, again, the Indian banks are already clearing. But again, they've got a different view on global transparency and opening up their markets and control. So each market's got a slightly different nuance of what they want, and we're trying to make sure we sort of work with them. But the fact that we have this sort of decades of global presence and credibility does really help this conversation. So.
Yeah.
I think the power as well is, when I saw the Indian banks last week, I'm not going as ForexClear alone. I'm going as LSEG with members of Simon's team and members of James's broader team, and we go as one LSEG. Yep. And you can see across the table, they suddenly recognize that they can have one conversation about multiple components of their FX business.